My name is Tony Gehrig, and I am the responsible choice for Fargo City Commission. Today, I want to take a few minutes of your time and talk about the needs versus the wants in our city. I bring this subject up a lot, and I always make the argument that we should be focusing on the needs of our city and resist the urge to raise taxes and spend dramatically on the wants, which we have been seeing, in my opinion, for the last decade. People often ask me, okay, Tony, you bring this up quite a bit. So what are the wants that we're spending money on? And what are these more important needs? I have posted now 2 videos talking about 2 of the great wants in our city. One is the city-owned convention center that will cost about $60 million and will require higher taxes. You can see more about that argument on the prior videos. The other want is the over-the-top expensive new Fargo City Hall. I've made the argument that there are better options out there and that we could have better land usage in downtown Fargo than this very expensive, over-the-top and lavish new City Hall. And again, you can see the greater argument that I made on a prior video. There's also things like bike lanes that many of us don't agree with. We were told that that was not a very expensive program, and as I predicted years ago, that it would expand and become a much more expensive project. There are a lot more of these wants that we see our money spent on. The art task force, only $90,000 in its current state, but the commissioners have said that they want to see that $90,000 grow and expand. And I've argued that that money could be used better elsewhere. And like I said, there's a lot more of these examples. So I would, as a commissioner, I would take the focus away from raising funds for these wants when we have such great needs in the city of Fargo. So what are those needs? I've spoken with almost every single department within the city of Fargo, from our sewage plant to our landfill, police and fire, utilities, engineering, and the rest. And almost every single department told me that they have needs that they have to have in order to keep providing services to us in the growing city of Fargo. So, for example, the fire chief told me that we need Station 8 in South Fargo. We're growing south, and we don't currently have a station down there to keep providing the stellar fire protection that we currently have and enjoy in the city of Fargo. Police Chief Todd told me that he requested 5 officers and only received 2 last year. I talked to the manager of the landfill, and he said that our current landfill on 45th, on the west side of 45th, will be full within the next 5 or so years. And we'll need to expand and move to the east side, which was our original landfill in the city of Fargo. And that will be a very expensive project to undertake. We also have water resources that we need to expand. Again, we are a growing city. We've grown by 25% in the last decade. We're growing south, and therefore we need more water resources for the south. We are also kicking around the idea as a city, which I think is a great idea, of selling water to West Fargo. It's mutually beneficial to both West Fargo and Fargo to have a centralized water filtration plant, and we need to expand ours in order to do that. A very expensive project. So you can see that there are many wants in the city of Fargo, and a lot of needs in the city of Fargo that we need to be focusing on, not the least of which would be obviously finishing our flood protection. I am a proponent, personally, of focusing first and foremost on inner city flood protection. The city engineers have a comprehensive plan that will protect our entire city up to about 41 feet. I think the exact number is 40.8 feet, which is our record to this point. Initially, that was going to cost about $100 million. We've completed about half of that project, the comprehensive inner city flood protection, and in speaking with the engineers this year, I learned that we need another $250 million to complete this project. Manning has become more expensive. Supplies have become more expensive with the boom out west. So the cost of finishing this project has gone way up. But it is a huge priority for the city of Fargo to keep growing, to be safe from water. So these are some of the needs in the city of Fargo that we absolutely have to continue growing. And as commissioner, I will make sure that we are focusing on the needs first, and we are shelving the things that we can that are the wants of our city. And I think if we do that, we will grow stronger. We will grow the private sector, and we can actually lower taxes for our residents if we can focus on those needs. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I'm talking about here today. Do you think we should spend more on the wants, less on the needs? Or do you agree with me that we're spending far too much on the things that our current commissioners want to spend money on that aren't necessary for Fargo to grow? You can contact me on Facebook at Tony Gehrig, candidate for Fargo City Commission, or on my webpage, tonygehrig.com, or you can email me directly at tonygehrig@gmail.com. Thank you for your time.